thing for me. And
wow. Moon on the Veno.
Yeah, this is going to be a Moon Venoman, so they're going to put him more than likely in the safe lane. And then that's going to be that it is going to be Limp on the Alchemist going to the off lane. Earthshaker and Dazzle playing, obviously, your support. So, Complexity, they're doing it. They're going for the off lane Alchemist here, something that we haven't seen too much success come out of these teams that do it, but at the same time, it is possible. It's plausible as well. On the other side of things for Power Rangers, they have this late game situation now, whereas early on in that second game, you realized that if the game went late, Sniper would have to do a lot of work. Now they have a lone Druid as well. They're going to smoke up, but they're going to head straight towards their own jungle, it looks like. They're not going for any sort of early Roshan, although that could have been something big for them. They're just going to ward up real quick and make sure there's no early aggression. They're actually going to the enemy Ancient Sect. They've drawn the line. Wow. You've got to be careful if you're Limp now. You really cannot afford to get caught out.
This is an unusual rotation, too. This is very difficult to predict. It's not necessarily something that you expect. And, Limp standing on the high ground might feel a little bit safe here. But
he's getting wrapped on.
Yeah, this is really bad for Limp.
He's going to get spotted out. Limp now going to get stunned up by the Wraith Fire Blast. They cancel the animation. There it goes. The concussive shot. Limp going to get chased down. This is going to be your first blood. Going to Power Rangers. It looks like Limp is going to get out. Good luck, have fun coming from DotaPit.
Timing. Well, that is a great way. Yeah, there you go. It's a great way when you drop a game 1 to start game 2 with the first blood on the enemy offlaner, who, again, as we pointed out, has been yeah, my thoughts exactly. Again, as we pointed out, this hero's had some mixed results in the offlane anyway, and that's certainly not the way you want to see him start off. And it's also a big boost to what I think is going to be a roaming Skywrath Mage and Ancient Apparition combo.
Yeah, this is, I think, a really, really solid roaming duo. Skywrath Mage can roam with pretty much anybody, and we've talked about how Fog does it the best, or one of the best. Meanwhile, Cheshire Cat, this is not the play that you want to make, my friend. Venomous Gill is going to go. That is a long duration stun. He is in trouble. He has no mana for Stomp either. He is going to fall. It looks like maybe Cheshire Cat getting right-click down, though. Oh my god, the Stout Shield procs are real. One more right-click from Zeefrig will do the job finally. Oh my, that Stout Shield almost paid for itself in spades.
Wow, well played. Oh my goodness.
Oh
yeah, and that's a solo kill there for the Dazzle, too. And that gets him most of the way to level 2. And again, that's a big, big boost for that support in the early game. And Limp doing a nice job, though, trying to use his Acid Spray to zone in the top lane. It's going to be pretty hard once the Skywrath Mage of J4 rotates over into that lane. But he may be able to get a couple of quick levels early, which really will do a lot for him. And just on the early board, I mean, Shockslaw has 7 last hits already.
Yeah, he's
doing
dominating
very nicely in this mid lane.
Yeah, he's just dominating this, and he realizes that he can get away with a lot. The Spirit Prayer, even if it takes damage, he's got a Stout Shield. He's also got 1,000 HP left in the tank. So even like if Swindle can try to use his Crypt Storm effectively, it's not nearly going to be enough until he gets some more levels here to be able to take this down. And he's getting very little CS because of it. I mean, this is a really great matchup coming here for Shacklo. At least right now it is anyways. But
yeah, no, I mean, Riser just kind of not having the impact early on an Earthshaker quite yet, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's only level 1, but I really feel like they're going to need to rotate into this mid lane at some point. You can't let Swindle get off to a bad start against a lone Druid.
But as much as we talk about, Death Prophet's getting off to a rough start, there's still ways for him to get back into it. Meanwhile, Simple Concoction goes. J4 does take the Invis rune. Lip and J4 trying to man up against each other, but just some harassing. We saw that early on in the last game too with Cheshire Cat and Zeefrig, but Swindle Melons is kind of low in health right now. He's trying to harass Shocklo. The thing is, Crypt Storm doesn't care about your bear. Crypt Storm is just going to bring you down low, and if Shocklo gets caught out with a couple of bad Crypt Storms, he'll go down. So,
one of the questions I'm going to have here, going throughout the early and into the mid game, is kind of the reverse of the last game, where in the last game you were trading free farm on a Razor, which is more of a mid-game dominance hero, for a Morphling. And I was saying that in 6.81, that's something that you would do any day of the week. Now, though, that having free farm on that Morphling is really, really concerning. How much are they going to be able to get out of effectively free farm on Moon's Veno? Limp might be in trouble here at the top lane. He's got 3 heroes on him. He's
Cold feet, he's done. That'll be J4 grabbing the kill nicely there with his last right click, and they just dive past the tower. It's the problem with an Alchemist in your off lane. You just kill him. That's it in a nutshell. I don't know what else to tell you, but
no, I mean, this hero really doesn't have that much in the way of durability before he hits that level 6.
He just gets blown up. and they actually rotate up top, there's going to be Riser up here as well. And he's looking to get something done, but...
And Nexus just kind of standing in the acid spray there. We're going to have... Oh, we might be able to set up for a Fisher. Not quite. Riser just a little bit far back. And, you know, again, just not having the impact on these early ES rotations.
Yeah, Riser is still level 1. He's really trying to fiend for levels here, and he's not quite getting it done. Swindle's sitting now with his bottle up. He's 11 last hits, but he's down quite a bit to Shocklow. He is absolutely dominating this lane.
Level. Yeah, this is really...
Oh, the root! Swindle!
Mid lane's a disaster if he dies here.
He won't, and they needed another root there, but not going to happen. Fisher block coming out. Bear can't chase him down. Nice play from Riser just to make sure his support or his mid laner survives. However, his clarity is going to get canceled. He does pick up the illusion room, which is nice, but... This is really rough, I think, for Complex. And I agree with you. I don't know exactly what this Venomancer is going to accomplish here. You talk about taking down early towers. This is only just going to get Cheshire Cat more farm if they do take the tower down. They glyph early, too. It's a very early glyph coming out.
I actually don't mind I don't mind glyphing early like that. I think it's a little bit... Merlini talked about this, I believe, in his patch overview, that you do want to prevent damage to the tower, but we're going to have a turn here, and if Moon goes down, this is disaster.
Great rotation. That's Nexus coming from the top lane. Now they're chasing Z-Freak down. He has Grave, yes. There's a Fisher coming through. Does block Nexus, and Cheshire Cat gets stunned up, so they won't chase any further. But Moonmander, who thought he could get some free tower pressure here, gets brought down. Tier 1 tower does take a big hit in terms of damage, but still not what Complexity were looking for with the start. So
yeah, I mean, this is really, unfortunately, a pattern that I've seen from Complexity, that they just kind of... They seem to lose a little bit of focus after they win, which, again, it's not so uncommon for a team that's relatively new on the scene. Might get a nice kill on Nexus here, and this would go a long way to making up.
Yeah, that's actually really big. And they're looking for J4 with a concussive shot. Moon pops up the ward. Not nearly enough to get the kill, but very close. Moon meander the tower. Oh, that range creep. Trying to bring him down. They will get the tier 1 in that bottom lane. Moon is going to hoof it back and try to get some regen going his way. Meanwhile, mid lane, Swindle's getting chased down by the bear.
I don't think he has hooves, dude.
No, I mean, slithering, I guess.
Slithering back. There you go. No, they really do need to do something about Shoshla here. He's going to have a Radiance up at a ridiculous time if he wants it in this match, and you can't afford to give that kind of advantage up in a mid lane.
No, absolutely not. And this guy's gonna, I mean, you look at his gold, 720, picks up boots for himself. I think he's got boots in the bear as well. Yeah, so if he wants to go for a Midas or an early Radiance, he certainly has the option to do so. He is leading
no
CS,
reason to go Midas. No reason. When you're doing this kind of well, English is hard. When you're doing this well in both farm and levels early. Yeah. He just doesn't need it. I mean, just get the Radiance up at 18 minutes, go win the game.
Yeah, exactly. So Shocklow, he'll probably build towards that, and if he gets caught out a couple of times, might see maybe a different build, Maelstrom, Mom, because you have the mana for it now in your bear, the 300 extra mana going your way, and we'll see how things turn out here for Shocklow. He's not getting ganked, 35 last hits, and I mean, Moon's doing okay. He's got 30 last hits, he's got treads, he's got a tower going his way, and they've rotated Nexus down bottom to get him level 6, which he has.
Yeah, that last exchange, though, was really big for Complexity. They got the kill on Nexus, they got the tower, they're now getting something for giving Moon all these resources on the bot lane, and he's able to be very aggressive on the map, put some harass damage here on the T2, and really control that part of the map for his team. There's a Gale.
He missed. He knew that they were coming to try to gank him. They saw J4 rotating through, and Stampede now in the top lane. They're looking for Limp. Acid Spray goes down. Stomp coming in. Cheshire Cat. Double-edged boom. That is a dead Alchemist. So the offlane Alch. Meanwhile, top or bottom lane, Ancient Seal, Nexus. He does have his ultimate, and Moon trying to waste it. He will. Moon's still alive. The ward might save them. Oh no, it doesn't block the path quite enough, and Moon Mando does go down.
That was close.
Yeah, that ward needed to be in a bit of a tighter spot. Just walked right around it. Says nope.
He might have been able to make it out there if he'd have started his TP immediately on the Wraith King dying, but probably not.
No, I don't know. That's a really tough position to be in, and I mean, he at least wastes the reincarnation, and he puts a lot of tier 2 damage. Well, not really, but he put a lot of pressure on that bottom lane. They force rotations over.
I mean, that's a 5-minute cooldown on that reincarnation, and they're going to do the right thing here and TP very aggressively. They should get a kill on Nexus here.
Yeah, this is a Gale that actually missed. Oh my God. Fisher on the wrong side.
Oh, man.
Everything goes poorly there for Complexity.
That's a shame, and they have lost all ability to threaten Shotchlo here in this mid lane.
And he's got True Form now. Hey, Quick Storm is barely really taken away at him, and it's level 4 Quick Storm or level 3 Quick Storm, so... Yeah, this is, I mean, you have 33 last hits for Swindle, but 51 now coming out for your Lone Druid, who picks up the Mask, the Morbid Mask, and it looks like it might be that Mask of Madness. Who knows? Yeah, new meta.
You just asked the question again. This is what I was concerned with from the very beginning. You know, what is Moon Meander going to be able to deliver for them here in the next 10 minutes of the game that's going to justify this trade? I mean, he's been given a lot of resources. The pressure is really on him to make plays for his team right now. And there is the Mask of Madness, man. You called it. That's living on the edge, but look, why not? I mean, this item was always something, right? Traditionally, before we saw it become so huge on Void and a couple other heroes, this item was always something that you thought about getting when you had a lead. And, well, Shotchlo is off to just that kind of start in this game.
This is the silliest looking True Form I've ever seen in my life. This actually just looks ridiculous. He walks around so far. All right, well, that's just...
I'm not going to... The last time I flamed a cosmetic in the game, it turned out to be something made by a Nuxie who's like the sweetest person on the planet, so I'm not going to do that ever again.
No, I'm not flaming. I'm just saying it looks silly. That's all I'm saying.
It looks a little strange to me, yes.
But Moon Meander's still in the bottom lane, farming up right now, putting pressure on the Tier 2 tower. Again, how much do these towers actually give you, and what is Moon actually getting out of the late? I mean, they're just pressuring enough where Nexus can sit back here and get free farm by having the waves come towards him, so...
yeah. I just don't like that. Once again, I hate to sound like a broken record. I just don't like the trades that Complexity are getting at this point in the game. I don't feel like
God. Ice Blast, Wraithfire Blast, Ancient Apparition, jumping in.
This is the point where I think you got to think about balling up for a push. I know that's not the meta anymore, but the only way I can see that you're going to salvage. And boy, you say that, and right on cue is the Blink Dagger from Cheshire Cat, which basically means that any 5-man potential that Complexity had is greatly reduced by that item.
Yeah. I think at this point you just have to hope that you get to your level 16 up for Swindle Melons and he can do enough damage. Mask of Madness is going to go. There's the Ice Blast, the Root, the first hit Root, Swindle in trouble, Blink, Stomp, Z-Freak about to go down. Will go down with the right click, the Shatter coming out. That'll be up on Swindle, 2 dead, and just like that, the aggression from Power Rangers
that create so many problems for Death Prophets in the mid game, and one of them is the Lone Druid. Now, generally that isn't relevant at all in pro matches.
Oh my God, the double stomp again for Cheshire Cat. Moon Meander, Wraithfire blasted. This game is starting to get out of hand quickly. Moon's still alive, and he actually lives. Cheshire Cat cannot chase him down. He's slowed up. They won't get the kill, I don't believe, but Moon stays alive at the very least, so...
Nexus still has 20 to reincarnation, but they're not going to be able to take him down before that.
Well, maybe, Exorcism.
Maybe, alright.
They block him in. However, Swindle's taking a lot of damage. However, gets Shadow Waved, and Nexus should fall here, so...
Less than 10 seconds. That hurts.
Very close, but they block him in.
They needed something there.
Yeah. So that's exactly what they needed to at least help them stave off some aggression. I mean, it's still not great for Complexity. There's 4,000 net worth in favor of Power Rangers and 5,000 experience. It just feels like even without a Radiance, this Lone Druid's already starting to do work here. He's got Demolish with his level 4 Bear. He's got Mask of Madness. He's got Gloves of Haste for even more attack speed, which might be turned into a Maelstrom or Mjolnir. And after that, it gets tough.
Yeah, I think once you go the Mask of Madness, you're locked into the Mjolnir. I would not like to see the Radiance coming out now, but boy, I mean, I was going to just comment before that fight happened that Lone Druid, it's not usually relevant because he generally gets picked on so hard in the laning phase in these matches, but he just gives Death Prophet so many problems because he has so high HP, and between him and that bear, I mean, they can just walk up to Death. It's one of the few heroes that at this point in the game could just walk up to Death Prophet with their exorcism up and be like, I don't really care.
Yeah,
I'm just going to eat you.
He just went to town, essentially. And Shotchlo gets a nice little kill there. It helps out with the Entangling Claws. He's been the root master this game for the most part. And he's going to keep trying to put pressure here on this Tier 1 tower. Mask of Madness. mean, look at him go. This bear is just doing work, man. Stampede
Moon's
going
gotta
as well.
be careful.
Oh, Moon, you are in the wrong
Can't
place.
challenge like that.
Bear actually is going to die. He has to resummon it, so.
Isn't this exciting?
Now, Riser, everyone actually TP's in. Flexit are looking to go, but they just resummoned the bear. But here's Swindle with a DD rune. Entangling Claws, no proc there. Shocklow blocked in. He has to turn the other direction. But Z-Freak silenced up. Ice Blast is going to sail through. Unstable Concoction. That will connect to Shocklow. He's rather low. Meanwhile, there's the Mask of Madness Bear. They want Limp Double Edge. They get yet another kill. Shocklow surviving at 44 HP. Now there's going to be the kill. Riser finishing off with a Fisher coming out. But there's the Blink Stomp. Double Edge, Ancient Seal, Concussive Shot, Arcane Bolt, and a 4th death. J4 gets another kill. He's 4-0-4. 13-4 the score. Jeez.
How about J4's play in this series?
Great stuff.
I mean, my goodness, that's been absolutely sick. And yeah, you just can't, with as hard as some of your lanes lost, you just have to be a little bit more aware there. And, that Moon coming forward to challenge that tower was just, in my opinion, the absolute wrong thing to do there. That the tier 1 is not worth that much anymore.
Oh god, Moon Meander getting caught out by Nexus, but he does have his plague wards here. Nexus chasing him down with Reincarnation. Ice Blast! Just off the... No, he walked into it! Moon, what are you doing, buddy? He threw the poison ward down. Oh god, he's fine.
Yeah, he should be all right because it's only a level 1 Ice Blast. But, again, you know, don't sleep on this AA. This is the point in the game where they win a couple team fights. We just will level very quickly, and a level 2 Ice Blast changes things dramatically.
He's buying a Midas.
Who is buying a Midas?
We just say.
Okay, well, you know what? I've seen this a couple times lately. It's not. I don't like it, but it's not completely crazy. I mean, getting AA, that level 2 Ice Blast, and that Aghanim's is just game-changing.
Ice Blast, Swindle getting stomped up, Double Edge, Ice Blast will connect Stampede, the Urn, boom, shattered. Cheshire Cat gets the kill. Easy. He's sitting at like 50% HP, still gets the kill, just mans up. Ice Blast has been really good. I mean, we just think he's finding these engagements, man.
Yeah, that hero can just, if he can get level 6 in a timely fashion, he just turns any 1v1 into a gank at this stage of the game.
Yep, and it's so difficult. Swindle has had a rough Death Prophet game. I've talked about rough Death Prophet games, but you know, he hasn't even died that much. He just hasn't really gotten the farm to be useful. He's trying to desperately get a Yule Scepter. He still doesn't have his Void Stone. I mean, 15 minutes no Yule Scepter, and something we kind of talk about a lot for Death Prophet not being there. It's pretty important. Power Rangers are going to take a Roshan on the back end of this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of lane that, you know, it's not necessarily it's not lopsided in favor of the Death Prophet like you might think, but it's a lane that if she loses, she's going to have a really hard time.
My god, Cheshire Cat won an initiation plus Ice Blast. Moonmander's still alive. Z-Freak's gonna right-click him once. No, wait, he's on his own team. He graves him. Just kidding. I don't know what happened there. Meanwhile, Swindle getting caught out. Wraith Fire Blast. Exorcism not doing much. Grave is available, I believe. No, he used it already, I believe, on Moon. Here comes the bear. There's going to be the Stampede as well. Swindle getting chased down. There's the slow. Wraith Fire Blast. They finally will bring him down. Z-Freak's getting chased as well. Here we go. Blink Stomp. Z-Freak Double Edge. He's about to fall, but there's the Echoes left from Riser. This could turn things. There is the ultimate coming out from Nexus. Ancient Seal. Riser. Ice Blasted. Boom. They get the hit. He falls. Double kill for Nexus. He is going to town, and they're having to buy it back here for Complexity just to stay in the game.
Double kill.
Well, Moon does get the double kill, though.
They got something out of that, but you can't allow yourself to be initiated on at that point of the map. I mean, you're not strong right now, right? As Complexity, you are behind in the game. You can't let yourself be initiated on at the top of the dire steps mid lane like that. That's not a point in the map that you can really hope to take a fight right now.
Just a bit rough coming out from Complexity. I mean, that fight really
Radiant's
just...
bottom tower is
Oh,
under
man,
attack.
it's almost 10,000 net worth lead for Power Rangers here, and...
They really did give up a lot in that fight with the buybacks.
Looks like it's your own tower. Shocklow's just sitting here, but he doesn't care. He really wants this tower, and he might be able to take it. Glyph not available. Boom. Runs up, right-clicks it. Shocklow still has the Aegis. Roots up Swindle, first hit. And his bear is not ready to get recreated. Ice Blast will go.
Yeah.
Swindle not going to fall because of this, but Crypt Swarm not enough damage. Just a large trade. Meanwhile, Moonmeander top lane grabs his Nexus, who's a bit too far in. And nice pick off there.
Yeah, Moon is really doing all he can to try and keep Minute. He's got a blink. He's now gotten 3 straight kills, and I mean, this Venno, I didn't mean to imply at any point that Venno can't do anything with farm. I mean, he can be very effective with farm. It's just in this particular... Oh, no.
Well, I don't know what happened there, but I missed it. My bad, team.
Well, what happened there is, again, it's just like kind of the map awareness is really going south.
See Freak getting caught out. Unstable Concoction is going to go on Cheshire Cat. He's taking some damage. Fisher as well. Worthy trade for Complexity to pick up that kill. Maelstrom is up for Nexus, and still, though, I mean, Power Ranger's okay with just trading these kills across the map and finding ways to shut down a lot of these heroes. All the meanwhile, Shackler just
Complexity is not playing like a team that acknowledges that they're 8K gold behind right now. I mean, you got to understand that your team is 8K gold behind as a Death Prophet. You know, you can't be low like that. I mean, Swindle was running around with like 30% health from that earlier engagement. And, I mean, J4 just kind of walked into his jungle and was like, what's up, dude?
I also have to say, what the hell is Shaklo building? He's like 4 different
whatever
items
he wants
for 4 different components that I don't... It's like Gloves of Haste, Cloak, Mythril Hammer... Plate Mail, well, he's getting ganked currently. Silence is going to go, but I don't think they can bring him down. He's actually just so tanky. That Cloak's actually doing work.
At all. I don't know that they can bring him down once, much less twice at this point.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, you look at, like, Complexity has some mobility. They've got the Blink Daggers on the Venno and the Alchemist, right? And, I mean, Swindle is going to get fast here on the Death Prophet, although he's still looking to complete up his Yules. But Riser is quite a ways away from his Blink Dagger yet. And you got to kind of ask, even if they do get the double Blink initiation from the Alchemist and the Venno, like, what are they going to be able to do with that at this point?
I'm not sure. It just feels like it just feels like they're so far behind, and they truly are. And this is without Shaklo really getting his first big items. I mean, you talk about a Mask of Madness, that's fine, but his Maelstrom's flying out now, so he's without a lot of his big items here. Stampede, Seafree caught out, he will use his Shallow Grave there. Limp now getting caught out, Mystic Flare, a lot of damage coming in on a lot of heroes, but there's going to be a big ultimate, this could be the turnaround. Moonman are looking to go on J4 with the rest of the squad from Complexity, they take 2, and finally they're getting involved here. They're getting some kills. They're starting to go, and Moonman is doing work.
No, I mean, look, this is the book on Complexity that mostly for the better, sometimes for the worse. They're going to play around Moon Meander, and oh my goodness, this TP, this could be a disaster.
Yeah, the rest of his team's coming in, but it's a bit too late. You might even need to cancel this. They cancel.
This is, I guess, my problem with Complexity. When they struggle, it just feels like sometimes they don't necessarily adapt to the game situation. Like, you are behind right now. You can't send your Venno in solo to contest a tower like that.
I think they maybe thought there were going to be more TPs coming through from Moon. I don't know. I agree. They seem to be floundering here, and this is the issue. Again, you talk about it.
I mean, look, there's no denying that Complexity has all this talent. This is just, it's both coordination and adapting your play to the state of the game. That's something that I think the good teams do really, really well, and sometimes you see other teams struggle with.
Ice Blast, they can't get anything done there. That's a good strike coming up from Shaklo, but I think he should have waited for the Ice Blast before anything else. And this is just like a tear.
This is how far they are ahead. That Shaklo can be completely out of position down in the Radiant jungle, and they're not worried at all.
Radiant's top tower.
And this is just, I mean, this is frightening. They're getting terrorized, Complexity are. This is exactly what it is. It's just, this bear is just a terror running at them and killing them, essentially. Roshan not up for another couple of minutes here, but at the same time, I mean, I think this is Power Ranger's game to lose at this point. There's no real late game potential from Venomancer. I mean, you need your level 3 ultimate from Swindle to be really effective, and Shaklo's only going to get bigger here, so...
Yeah, and at the same time they've got plenty of room for growth, especially on the center on the Wraith King. They do have that Midas on the AA doing his work. I mean, basically AA is just artillery right now.
Yes.
He's just farming the top of the map with his hand of Midas, making progress towards his Zags, and doing exactly what he just did.
He's got his level 2 ult now.
Like a 4-man Ice Blast.
Yeah, this is going to be flying down, and it's going to hit on pretty much everybody. Boom! There it goes. And level 2 ult. I mean, if that's an Aghanim's, then that fight's pretty much over. They can't defend at that point. So Weejasik is just farming away. He has enough for a point booster and then some. So he's getting very close to an Ags. And once that happens, the game's even further out of control for power range than it already
with
is. So
with the Maelstrom and the Hyperstone up on his Wraith King, I mean, look at that attack speed. It's not just shot slow anymore. That's the really scary thing. Cheshire Cat with the full mobility build. We've seen Coil work wonders with this, with the Blink Dagger and the Force Staff on his Centaur. I mean, really, all the PR heroes have what they need to be really effective in these fights, and that Ice Blast spam is just killer. Yeah, they have a short window here.
He shoots these like jumpers, man. There's gonna be a Wraith Fire Blast coming in. Mystic Flare, Swindle. He gets Shallow Grave. No, he gets Shadow Worded, and still, he's gonna chase him down with the Exorcism. Nexus may be in trouble here. Venomous Gale. This might be his ultimate and maybe more. Nexus is just gonna resign himself to the fate that he's actually already dead. He will go down probably again. Swindle is gonna take some damage. There is the Grave coming through Nexus, and they will kill him twice. They TP up to the top lane because Ouija 6 pushing in. Mid lane is getting pressured by Shocklow, and bottom lane is getting pressured by pretty much everybody. Cheshire Cat is still in the trees here.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat was thinking awful hard about going on Swindle, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to make this happen.
Wow, this bear is doing work. Moonmander, he does have his Ogre Club, however, and it looks like the bear will finally fall. That's what happens when you have a Mask of Madness on. Take some extra damage. You get 300 gold going towards Moon. And Shocklow actually has to TP away and create a new bear. So.
And meanwhile, Swindle does get away bottom, and those two heroes, J4 and Cheshire Cat, they stood around there for good minute and a half in that bot lane looking for Swindle.
Yeah, this is Swindle is just. I mean, he barely has his Yule Scepter now. He's got his Bracer as well, and he's just like, please, can you not kill me for like 5 minutes? That would be great. I need to get my level 3 ultimate. If I could do that, that'd be fantastic. So.
Yeah, boy, I know what that feels like. And Moon has his Aghanims here if he wants it. Pardon me, but he can't really go without buyback right now. I mean, definitely Complexity are still in the situation where they lose one fight and they're in a great deal of trouble. Although they have gotten the lanes pushed back out a little bit right now, which is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they need some semblance of map control, and that'll be just enough to help them, at least stay alive. Mjolnir's going to be done for Wraith King, and now it's just time to get an Assault Cuirass on one of these heroes, and Assault Cuirass on the bear probably means that these towers are gone. Like, they're just dead. There's nothing you really do to defend it. Ouija 6 is sitting on a point booster and Ogre Club now, so again, sit up top lane, you keep farming, and eventually you're going to get towards that level 3 ultimate and an Aghanim Scepter, and then it just becomes impossible to deal with. BKB at least done for the Alchemist, so that's a nice choice. There's the Aghanims done for Moonmander like you talked about, so they have the items coming out now for Complexity, and
they really need 2 more levels on Swindle. If they have his level 3 ulti along with the Veno Ag's level 3 ulti, they can win a team fight, especially if Riser can hit a spell combo. But those levels are gonna need to come out in a hurry, and they're gonna need to force this fight on their terms.
They're forcing it all right. Complexity running down towards the bottom lane, looking for Shocklow.
This could be really good for them.
Yeah, this could be a huge fight. Blink initiation, Shocklow caught out. Stampede's going to go, however, he's going to get hit up with the Unstable Concoction, and he should fall. Fisher as well.
They can do this.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. He's not dead yet, but it looks like he will fall finally.
Oh, very nice. They needed that so badly.
Yeah, absolutely. He's dead for 63 seconds, but again, Nexus to the top lane. Time to split push. Let's go.
They're going to try and take Roche off of this. This is oh no, but the respawn, they're just barely off.
Structures are fortified.
And they have to TP to the top lane too. And Nexus has to back away. Venomous skill misses! Oh, no. Moon the whiff. Well, unstable.
That big green air ball. That's pretty unfortunate there because again, and Zefrik's going to go down here. It looks like to J4 solo on the Skyrat Mage. Yikes!
Yikes indeed. J4 grabs the kill, and Roshan's up, and they know it now. And we'll see if Complexity try to contest this. You have no Lone Druid for another 23 seconds, and there's no buyback either.
Yeah, this is their time. They have to do this before Centaur finishes up that pipe. A pipe on Centaur mitigates so much of what they've worked to build up.
Oh, the old! What are you doing, Moonmander? No! Oh no! Meanwhile, Wraithfire Blast going to get destroyed. An Unstable Concoction does go on Nexus, but we see Ancient Seal coming in. Moonmander in some trouble now, getting chased down. Concussive Shot slowed him for a second. There's the Stampede. Can they slow him up here by heading into him? Absolutely. Now Cheshire Cat jumps in. They kill Moon. There's the BKB. Unstable Concoction is going to fly. Cheshire Cat getting stunned up. Double damage rune now pop for Swindle, but here we go. The Lone Druid back into the fray. He's chasing some heroes down.
Out of here. You get rooted here, you're screwed.
Yeah, they back up immediately. I think Moon buys back. Yeah, he absolutely does. No ultimate still for 85 seconds. And they're trying to contest Roshan. Again with the miss on the Gale, man.
The slimy green air balls are real. Oh my lord.
He's shooting below 50% right now.
That's a rough game. Rough game for Moon, and you know, some of this has not been his fault, but yeah, those last couple of Gales have been a little bit ugly. They've, you know, looked like me briefly.
Well, everyone has their bad games. The Venomancer, the Gales, Moonmeter. Yeah. Also important to note, I think this is on Lux.
Oh, okay. That would make. You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
that
it's on Lux.
More sense.
It's on Lux.
That's actually a really hard ability to land
Lux?
with any kind of ping. I think it should be.
Yeah, it's on Lux. There's 200 ping for Moonmeander, so that's kind of an issue.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you thought of that, Mott, because now I feel like a complete and utter moron.
No. It shouldn't be that big of a deal.
That going, what in the world? There's no way that Moon misses those skills.
I think that has something to do with it, absolutely, but I don't think it's an excuse, really.
I mean, that's a very. I've played a fair bit of Venomancer, and Gale is it's a finicky skill.
True, it is. That being said, he's going to have to make more happen here.
This rush, though. This would be. They're not in position. It would be a huge mistake. You got to get the hell out. Get out.
With this Roshan, Shaco can almost finish up his Self-Dross here, assuming he has the Hyperstone on his... Yeah, he actually has everything, just the recipe, but... Uh-oh, Swindle, this is not your fight to take, buddy. There's going to be the ultimate pipe just before the Venomancer gets there. Nexus takes a lot of damage. Nice Dual Scepter. Nexus is going to fall. On Simple Concoction, Shaco, he can't afford to go down, but he does have the Aegis. He'll get back up in just a second. Z3 goes down as well. Limp Speed KP, not doing much here. Force up to the high ground. Wraith Fire Blast is available. Limp, going to get caught out. And he will get out somehow. How does he TP away? He makes it out. Stomp misses on Moonmeander. They're still chasing after him, and he will get out as well. That should have been so much worse for Complexity.
Well, oh god! I mean, that was a spectacular fight by Complexity to only lose 2. And this is why I wish I knew some of these pro players a little bit better, because I really would like to understand the thought process there. They're not in position to contest that Roche. You have to know that PR is both doing it and has all their heroes there, and it's just such a risky place to be in for no gain.
Uh-oh, Moon buddy, I think you're dead. Yep. He goes down. He's down for 73 seconds. No buyback, by the way. I don't know if you push the higher ground here for power range. I mean, you have to take the tier 2 towers first and foremost, but...
I mean, why not? The lone bright spot in that last fight was they did get the Aegis pop out of Shaco almost immediately, so PR feel a little bit less comfortable going right into their base, and maybe that was kind of the thought process of Complexity, but still, I mean, that fight should basically have been game-ending. And again, we talked about the pipe from Centaur. Here comes the AA Aghanims. They have everything they need to end this game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're dealing with the spare mid alone, and they take the tier 2 down bottom. Wujicic actually has no mana. He has to go home just to get his Ice Blast ready to go again. But once they have mana on him, once they get the bear regen up, once they have this Self-Dross, which they have currently, then all of a sudden this game gets that much harder for Complexity, which has already been very difficult. One more fight.
J4 is about to finish a Bloodstone. Like,
wow.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Well, that's rather interesting. Yeah, that's pretty nice to have on your Skywrath Mage.
Goodness gracious. And then Skywrath is, I can't stress enough, like, Bloodstone on Skywrath, obviously it's not something you're going to see a lot of, and for good reason, but you already got a mobility item. The amount of sustained damage that he's capable in outputting in these fights, it's real. I mean, he is going to be a huge factor.
Absolutely.
He's my pick for MVP of this series, I think.
J4 has played a fantastic series, and if it wasn't for a couple of misplays from his team in that first game, they'd probably take the series 2-0. Again, they haven't won this one yet, but they're in a really good position to do so. Shaco's split pushing bottom, and well, yeah, that's a big
the hope for them is that Blink Dagger on Riser. I mean, he needs the only way that they win a fight is for him to channel J4 from the last match, because they've got some damage now. Right, but they need their positioning needs to be perfect. And oh man, start off already with the Ice Blast.
BKB's pop though, Ice Blast doing some work, but there's the Exorcism. Cheshire Cat not having the greatest time. BKB and Nexus running through. Cheshire Cat gets blown up, but well, your Rax, buddy. Oh my God, your Rax is space created. They take the well, Glyph is gonna go through. Swindle is still right-clicking down that bear. Now you've got to keep away with Dual Scepter. It's there. Okay, maybe
another bear.
No, he's gonna. I think he's gonna go down and not create another one.
He's just gonna give it to him. Okay. Yeah. That's a win for Complexity. Even losing the Venomancer, you know, you don't give up your racks. You do give up damage, but it's on the melee racks that will regenerate.
It was a good try from Power Rangers, but the glyph made it almost impossible for that to work out for them. If that glyph is not there, that's a Rax go on for sure.
Oh, that's a disaster. That, I mean, with the kind of disadvantage that Complexity are at right now, giving up a Rax there really, really hurts their chances.
No.
I mean, I guess you can't really say going from like 85 to 95%. I don't know whether people want to say that's hurting their chances, but I do. And there is the Bloodstone coming out from J4, your MVP of this series. I love to see this because there's a lot of horse something being slung around right now about how 6.82 is the death of supports. Bull.
Yeah,
that is absolutely completely false. There is plenty of high-level support play. I hope that people who are listening to this will keep playing those supports in pub games because you still can have a huge influence on the match. There are plenty of heroes that are being played as supports now that do scale fairly well into the mid-late game, and Skywrath is an example of that. You just have to be smart with your item decisions and smart with your positioning.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I honestly think that more so than anything, supports are getting more involved and getting more kills.
I agree.
We just think is, speaking of support, actually just dead.
I kind of, it's a measure of how Power Rangers have had control over the entire map that hasn't happened in the last 15 minutes, where he's basically spent all of that time around here farming the jungle with his
This is second death of the game, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't really care. I mean, he's got AAs, his AA's got all he needs.
When you've only died twice, and you're an Ancient Apparition at 34 minutes in,
0-2 and 12. How's that for a stat line? But they've used him brilliantly.
And this is one of those. This is one of those games where if you're a support player, you look at some of these plays coming in from Power Rangers, and even Complexity to a certain extent. You're like, damn, I want to play like that. I want to play an Ancient Apparition having a Midas at like 15 minutes in and get an Academ Scepter at like 20. You know, I want to play J4. You know, Skywrath get a Bloodstone early on in the game. And it's something that's really cool to watch. J4 gets the kill on Moonmeter solo. He does kill himself in the process. He knew he was going to go down to the Poison Sting.
And there's a gem. Anybody
want one?
Guys. It's not quite the Divine Rapier sitting on the ground the other day, but
it's a gem.
There's the gem.
Gem's a gem.
Free for all, my friends. Yeah, I mean, this is...
Oh, there comes the courier. They're going to get it. Oh, my God. The courier battle. They get there first. Cheshire Cat's like, no.
I freaking love that bird in a ship thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice courier. Lieutenant.
Well, but nobody's using Bearski. I mean, come on. What's up with that?
Well, I mean,
and no Lich set. I mean,
Complexity. I think somebody has it on Complexity's team. I know.
Okay.
I just don't know.
That's only right because that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do have a position where Complexity are really down. I mean, their chances are bad, but they've done what they needed to do to not be completely out of this match, and they do have the damage to win fights. They need to hit this combo perfectly, and really what PR has been done is it's reminding me a little bit of what I've seen out of Sneaky Nyx Assassins lately. Fluff and Stuff has played a couple of AA games where they've queued so wonderfully off that Ice Blast. The Ice Blast is always what begins the fight for them. And that's what I feel like Complexity needs to do. They need to dodge that Ice Blast at the start of the fight, because that's putting them in such a bad position to kick things off.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. The Ice Blast is really just tearing them a new one for Power Rangers, and this is not even level 3. It's almost there, but meanwhile, Limp jumping on Cheshire Cat. He's plenty tanky, though.
Stampede.
Oh, Moon gets blown up by Nexus. Meanwhile, Cheshire Cat get caught out. There's the Echo Slam. Not enough damage to kill. Riser gets hit up with the Ice Blast. Limp in trouble. Now the Exorcism coming through. Cheshire Cat wants to stomp. There's the Wraithfire Blast. He's charging up his own stun. Nexus has got his BKB charged. Now he's going to stun himself. Swindle taking the right click of Nexus, the ire of him. Here comes Z-Freak, however. The Grave coming out. That's the ultimate getting popped from Nexus. Blink, stomp. Double Edge isn't there. Can they get the kill on Swindle? They will. No, Yule Scepter keeps him alive for that much longer. Nexus about to claw as well. Double kill for Swindle, but now down bottom. They have to TP in immediately, and Shockwell can still not get this Rax. He's going to turn on Limp maybe. Meanwhile, J4 grabs a kill on Z-Freak. They're all walking down bottom. Range Rax go on, but that's going to be it for Shocklow. Exorcism is done. He might be able to fight this. Root,
yeah,
what a root! Lip is dead. He's gonna fall here to the right click. It looks like maybe no. The Fisher, the Yule Scepter up in the air. Lip will survive for the moment. Shocklow is getting chased down consistently by Swindle. He's got to back away now because guess who's coming in? Weegisake. Bash. First hit Bash. Entangling Claws going. Rabbit gets popped. Swindle Melon trying to get out of there. Unstable Concoction getting charged. Is gonna get thrown. Cold Feet going. Shocklow about to fall. He's still alive but barely getting right clicked. The bear is trying to do work, and he will fall finally. What a clowny engagement, my God.
Very, very nice, though, by Complexity. I mean, that gives them a shot. You know, despite giving up the kill to J4, you have all three cores of Power Rangers ending up going down in that fight. And, you know, one fight is not going to be enough to get Complexity back in the game. But, again, they are just hanging on tooth and nail, and I have to give them credit. One mistake in any of these last 2 or 3 engagements would basically have been game-ending. But at the end of the day, I mean, they gave up a ranged racks, but they've still got that melee barracks bottom, and their other 2 tier 3s are still up.
The thing is, too, is that Death Prophet's starting to get farmed. 5,000 gold, you already have a Yule Scepter, a Shiva's Garden to BKB, might as well get a Heart of Trask. That's an Assault Cuirass now coming down for an Alchemist. His damage output's starting to get ridiculous here. All of a sudden, Complexity have these items that might get them back in this game. They still have to sweat it out to get the kill on Shocklow. They still have to sweat it out to get the kill on Nexus, but they're certainly not in as bad of a position as they once were 20-some-odd minutes ago.
Yeah, and they're starting to have enough on the field to force PR into a stand-up fight. You know, they've been pressuring a lot with this sort of split push with Shocklow's Lone Druid just throwing himself at the bottom racks, but because Complexity has just barely been able to fend this off, I'm not sure that Power Rangers can afford to take that risk anymore, because we're getting to the point in the game where another kill or 2 on Shocklow, and I'm not sure that they have the advantage anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you. If they lose him again, I mean, he's got a Basher, he's got a Maelstrom, he's got his Assault Cuirass, but it's not like he's insanely farmed. I mean, he's actually not even close to the top of the net worth. In fact, leading the way is Swindle.
I've been watching that, and I just give him a tremendous amount of credit with the way that he's been able to come back in this game. I mean, starting at around 20 minutes or so, he's been playing a lot smarter. He's been rotating around and farming efficiently, but also doing it safely. And they might get a pick-off on
Stampede. He forces himself back, but he still gets hit up with the Unstable, and I don't know if they can really bring him down. The Yule Scepter is going to slow him up here, but they have no real damage. And Roshan happens all while that's going on. They maybe make a mistake there. They maybe should have contested Roshan. And that's just a misplay. There's no reason to try to take down Cheshire Cat, who's, by the way, one of the tankiest heroes of the game with 3.5k HP and a 14 armor, so that's without the Assault Cuirass also.
That was a classic distraction tactic, and you know, it's tough when you're behind, because when you're behind like this, and they are still behind, you got to take what the opponent gives you. But yeah, that was a very well executed distraction there by Power Rangers, and that's what they've been doing in the last 20 minutes of this match. Kind of a measured approach. I still worry that they've given Complexity a little bit too much room.
Well, they're just trying to split push them down. They don't want to engage in a 5-on-5 engagement, especially because they know Exorcism and the Poison Up can do so much work.
Very hard to split push in this meta. It's going to be the split push is going to be back in this patch, but you have to be able to transition from a split push into a fight. I don't know that you can necessarily do it as much with a Lone Druid, who generally when he split pushes is just going to have to back off that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real way he could really pick up kills unless he has his team there or if it's just one hero. Ice Blast does not connect. That's down for another 30 seconds or so. It's not the longest cooldown. It is level 3, by the way. And that's really, this is, again, the level 3 ultimate is just going to destroy Complexity if they get caught out with it. If they group up as 5, they're just going to die, I think.
Yeah, that's been the wild card in a lot of these fights is, you know, if we get a perfectly placed level 3 Ice Blast, the game could be basically over right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Power Rangers now pushing up to the top lane. In the bottom lane, Shocklow continues to pressure, and he'll just fight or push accordingly. He just backs up, just clears the creep wave. He's not with his team, so this is a 4-man engagement top, or at least 4 men pressuring up the high ground. Cheshire Cat looking to jump in, decides against it. Gale misses, blink forward, coming up from the Venomancer, decides against going. And this leaves bottom open. They want to try to take this Rex. There is a glyph available, and he's going to pop the Mask of Madness. Now there's going to be the Shiva's Guard coming in. Fisher going to connect on only the bear. Swindle has to back, or push back the bear rather, and he continues to go further. I mean, that's 3 hits or so, and that melee Rex takes a spill down to half health. So
yeah, that kind of was going to go anyway. I think the real fight is going to happen here on top, where if PR is able to generate enough pressure with their 4 heroes up here, this is going to be very, very problematic. So I think this melee Rax was done anyway.
Swindle gets hit up with the Ice Blast. He's probably the best hero to have that hit him, so that's fine. Melee Rax in the bottom lane does go down.
Himself.
And, I mean, that's just a really nice... That's the split push that you're looking for, is that you just finish off a last, you know, building in that bottom lane. You don't try to take a full set of racks off the back end of pushing, you know, a tier 3 in the top lane, so...
Right, and that Ice Blast really is a very powerful deterrent. I mean, ordinarily what you have to be able to do as complexity there is try and punish the 4 heroes top. Right, that's what I was looking for, is that, you know, there comes a point where you have to say, okay, if Lone Druid is going to take our Rax bottom, that's fine, but we're going to punish that by committing to a 5v4 fight top, and they never really could. That said, they may get Nexus here.
Yeah, he has his ultimate still ready to go. Ice Blast onto 2. Not onto 3 could have been. Nexus is going to get Crypt Stormed as well. He just takes some of the creeps in the meantime. Meanwhile, gets silenced up. He's got a BKB. He still has the cheese, by the way. Here comes the bear coming through. Now J4 going to work. Moonmanter so low. Looks like he will fall in the end. The Exorcism doing work, but not nearly enough. The bear should fall here. Now Lip getting caught out as well. He's trying to man up. He's going to take a spill. Swindle, Eul Scepter up. Z-Freak might be the next target here. Mjolnir procs from Nexus starting to do work. There's the silence. Swindle getting chased down low. 3 heroes dead. Blink, Echo Slam. Riser trying to do his best work here, but is it enough? Absolutely not. Nexus the double kill. Swindle gets all of his health back. The Exorcism is now done. Cheshire Cat jumping on Z-Freak. He's done. Double kill for Saklo. Now Swindle gets Wraith Fire blasted. Entangling Claws might be there in a moment. Look at the disable coming out from Power Rangers here. They're looking for Swindle. They can't quite get the kill here, but they've already done more than enough work. Blink forward. They will get the kill on Swindle. He'll have to buy back, but...
Swindle. And the Weave actually did huge amounts of work in that fight.
Yeah, and they're just going to try to finish this one off. Cheshire Cat accidentally, incidentally gives away a kill over to Complexity, and now they can maybe try to defend this. The bear is doing some work. They don't have another bear, I don't believe, for another 60 seconds, even though Nexus is still has his reincarnation up. Ice Blast, Eul Scepter just in time, but it will not avoid the actual debuff, and they somehow lose only a tier 3 tower out of that horrific engagement. Nexus is trying to fight up on Swindle. He has his reincarnation, and it's got to pop, but... are they going to try to fight on the back end of this? It looks like it. BKB's going to go. Here comes the rest of Power Rangers. Swindle, if he dies again, he has no buyback. 122 seconds. Moon's about to fall as well. Double kill for Nexus. He's really turned on the jets in this last couple of minutes, and now this is going to be it, probably. I mean, you do have the Alchemist back in, but Chaklo comes in 20 seconds before he has a bear. Nexus, he's actually got a fall. Limp. Slap chop does enough work.
Oh no, Moon, no, I'm sorry. I was clicked on the wrong hero. Moon doesn't have buyback either. Oh no.
Well, they still defend the rack somehow. Again, a lot of that has to do with Chaklo not having his bear, but Nexus is down for 83 seconds. He's not going to force a buyback, although he has 7.2k gold. Ice Blast, Riser. Is that enough to kill him? I think it might be. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, level 3 for sure with the Aghanims. Oh, that's so depressing. That's a sad.
He's taken down, and there it goes.
What the hell is Earth Shaker anyway?
I don't.
Yeah,
he was a Tauren in Warcraft. If you wanna talk lore, he was a Tauren in Warcraft 3.
There you go. It's a sad Tauren.
Yeah, so I got my WoW lore and my Warcraft lore, and so, but
man,
no.
This is something. It's just so hard when you're behind, like Complexity is. You know, you have to eventually punish the opponent for these pushes into your base, but and having the Centaur War Runner down is a good time to think about doing that. But I mean, he's about to finish his second heart now. Good lord, that's just amazing.
Well, he's got 4,000 health, and he's gonna have even more.
Just the return damage alone.
You just die to that.
It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, you just die to it. That's an MKB now on the bear. Moonmanter's gonna get caught. Bash. Oh my lord, Moon. The Grave keeps him alive, but how long? Limp is also taking his spill here. Moon's gonna fall to the Arcane Bolt. The Entangling Claws. Limp trying to Chemical Rage it up, and no, he has to buy back. Rax now exposed. Mid lane is about to fall, and Chaklo gets it done. 2 sets of Rax gone. Unstable Concoction connected. Chaklo's getting low. He has a bear if he needs to recreate it, which he probably will. Here and ticking away, and no, he's dead. Oh yeah, he goes down just barely.
That 300 gold. Yeah, and that's potentially a big deal, as we saw the push earlier. Oh, they might get a kill. Forget the bear.
Yeah, that's huge. Now he has no bear for another 120. Limp gets brought low. J4 doing some work there with his ultimate, but he does go down. Exorcism. Heart of Trash now done again. Cheshire Cat with the second. He has 4.6k HP in the bank. My God.
Yeah, but they've kind of given themselves a chance here. Has complexity.
Yes. I don't know if it's enough of a chance. Cheshire Cat is looking
probably not.
Well.
And if they lose Swindle here, it's definitely not.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Cheshire Cat is manning up now. Z-Freak literally...
Why would he not?
Z-Freak's actually just dying to return damage right now.
You can't right-click this hero anymore.
He's just actually dying to him.
Like, Alchemist can kill himself by attacking Centaur at this point.
Yeah. Heart of Trask is not regenning him up, and he's actually getting brought low.
Okay.
Nice play. They get the kill. Power Rangers are in threat territory now, boys. Nexus is trying to man up. He's got his ultimate ready to go. Swindle gets the Ice Blast. Swindle! Oh, this could be bad. Swindle is about to fall here. Grave is going to come through. There's going to be the reincarnation. Swindle's going to, I think, die to this. Yep, there he goes. Regis gets the kill. No buyback again. Moonmander now getting focused down. And Limp's trying to do his best. He will get the kill. Now J4 coming in, but there's the BKB. Meanwhile, Regis getting jumped on. Echo Slam going. Regis is about to fall. Will. Double kill for Limp. Limp is going in. J4 falls as well. Triple kill for him. And you got to go down mid now. Nobody has buybacks, actually. The only hero that has buyback is Wraith King, although the Lone Druid is back up. And I don't know what you get out of this if you're complexity, but you got to try.
What you get is you get your Alchemist now as one of your cores.
Yes.
He is thoroughly back in this game, and he's going to be able to contribute in these fights now.
He's actually the most net worth.
This is not a foregone conclusion, guys.
It's definitely concerning here for Power Rangers to play that way and to let that happen. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That ended up being a very costly fight for them. This can't happen. No.
Oh, Limp's actually dead.
Well,
that's a good try, buddy. That might be it. That's just really depressing.
D for effort? I mean,
I don't know what.
That was your plan, Ray? Get her? I mean,
yeah, that was a bit clowny. The clown shoes were put on there by Limp for a moment, and Shock was just like, yeah, well, my bear is just gonna kill you. I don't even need it to turn around and hit you, you know.
But that's actually so unfortunate, right? Because Limp was really gathering momentum in the game, and I mean that's 100 seconds that he could have been using to get another item up.
Dire's top tower.
Unfortunately, it looks like this game has probably gone 20 minutes longer than it should have. Again, the game's not over, but
like, wait a minute. I disagree with that. Complexity has actually done very well.
Yeah, they have
in this game. I was concerned. I said earlier that I was concerned about them losing a little bit of focus, and maybe there's a reason that they split a lot of these series. I actually think it's really big for them that they've shown some tenacity here. They've made some plays in the last 20 minutes of this game to really make this a contest when at various points in the first 30 it looked like it was going to be a stomp.
At the same time, though,
this is important in a team's development to me.
I agree, but at the same time, though, I feel like a lot of the plays that Complexity have made have also come on the back end of Power Rangers playing very aggressively and making a lot of mistakes of their own. Like, the last couple of minutes in that mid lane where Power Rangers gets caught out and lose a couple of heroes, it's just like, why does that happen? You have a lead. There's no reason for that to actually happen. Just play smart, split push, get another Aegis, get another Cheese, get more items, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, even though the kill bounties are, like, sanity has been restored now, this is still the point in the game where those kind of, YOLO fights all of a sudden can swing the gold graph just so much more than they could.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you have to be very careful, and Power Rangers have been doing almost the antithesis of that. They've not really been playing carefully. They've just been throwing their bodies at the base and hoping for the best. And now there's very little buybacks here, I think, for the rating team. Actually, 3 of them. And in another minute 15, you'll have Limp buying back as well. So this is about as good as it gets for Complexity here in the next couple of minutes, although they have to deal with an Aegis and Cheese now, which Chocolate both have. He has both of them, so they can't even take the top tower because you look at this line of Plague Wards. It's done a nice job of pushing back any aggression coming out from Power Rangers here, so.
Yeah, I mean, 2 racks down any way you slice it is a precarious position to be in, and Power Rangers are going to stick with the strategy that they've been running for the last 30 minutes in the game. where Shotchlo threatens one lane and their other 4 heroes. But I kind of don't like this. They're playing this pretty passively on top.
They're just standing and they're like faking their abilities. Meanwhile, action's actually happening mid. Shotchlo's gonna send his Baron for a moment. And you gotta make something happen, guys. Let's go. It's time to be the fighting man. They're gonna throw up the Ice Blast. It's gonna connect at a couple. Big stomp coming in from Cheshire Cat. Swindle about to fall, but there's the grave. Beautifully done from Z-Freak. The Cheshire Cat's still alive. Nexus, he's got his ultimate Moon Meander. One right click, the Mortal Strike. Now Limp getting focused down as well. But big Echo Slam. Next, the Aegis coming out from Shotchlo. No, that's the Aegis. That's going to be the reincarnation from Nexus. Swindle pops his ultimate. BKB goes as well. Can they bring him down? Shotchlo, there's the entangling root. Raxes are about to fall here. Unstable is going to go in Nexus. Nexus is going to go down, it looks like.
He does not have ulti.
No
buyback.
Get
well, something out of this, but I don't think it's enough, though.
And now you have a Throne exposed, Stomp Up and Riser. Here comes Limp running at him, Force away, Blink, Unstable Concoction about to go, Slap Chop yet again, Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Shotchlo going after Z-Freak. He might go down. Cheshire Cat's still alive, but
the last barracks once Exorcism goes down.
They're just going straight for the Throne. Glyph is not available. Shotchlo's going to try to finish this on his own. Yule Scepter, he cannot get it done. He's going to get stunned up. Unstable Concoction. The SG's not able to use it.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know about that decision. I mean, go for the Megas, man. You already have 2 of your team dead.
Yeah, I think you should have gone the Melee Rex, but they were all up there. Meanwhile, Mystic Flare not able to hit a hit, and Limp is actually going to go with the BKB. Unstable Concoction J4. Yeah. Commit suicide. Oh, yes. It's done.
He got it. Wow. There you go. There you go, Mott. Man of the people. Get our viewers those prizes.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. But again, this Alchemist, I mean, he's getting big. He's got the Abyssal Blade completed.
Yeah, but and
look how he's climbed the net worth chart.
Yeah, but at what point are you going to be able to do more damage and do more work than a lone druid with a 6-slotted bear and a 6-slotted, actual druid? So, I mean, not that he is.
He's closing that gap. And the big thing is complexity need to make something happen.
They got to force buyback here, more important than anything. They won't be able to do so in Nexus, but if they could force buyback out of the lone druid, that could be a big victory for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That Ice Blast, though.
Dire's structures
Boom, hits onto 3, and now if you get jumped on, I mean, if you take any modicum of damage, you're just going to die. In fact, there's the BKB from Nexus, but the bash! They have an Abyssal Blade! Unstable Concoction's getting charged, BKBs just so that the stun doesn't hurt him. Nexus is going to go down to the reincarnation. But, Limp, oh, there's the Abyssal. Nexus getting caught out, he's going to be forced to buy back now. They kill Moon, but at what cost? Refresher Orb, this could be it! Swindle going to work, this might be huge! And they're going to Grave Limp just to keep him alive. They cannot afford for him to go down. Chemical Rage still down for 10 seconds. Cold feed it up. Shadow Wave, he's still alive. Arcane Bolt blinks away. Still getting chased down by that. He might fall. Blink, Stomp. Cheshire Cat going into Swindle. Wraith Fire Blast coming in. Swindle will go down. He's dead for 122. Buyback status not there. It looked good for a moment from Complexity, but that's going to be it.
There you go. Bravely fought by Complexity, but just not quite enough.
What a game, man.
Yeah, that was excellent. And it really, again, encouraging for me to see Complexity put forth this kind of effort in a game that was going against them early. They really hung on and did what they needed to do to give themselves a chance. And yeah, I mean, I think you're right that there were some misplays coming out on the side of Power Rangers, but to me, it's very encouraging when a newer team like this can kind of hold on and make a game of it there. And Limp really did come back into the game quite nicely on his Alchemist. At the end, though, they gave just way too much out to Shotchlo's Lone Druid early, and he was able to close it out for them. So very nice series here. Ends in a 1-1 split.
Yeah, absolutely. That game was a bit closer than I think people anticipated, and really showed the stuff of what Complexity had to offer. I certainly was impressed, although they do go down. It's a 1-1 split. It's a good start to Group A, our first Group A match now in the books here. We have a couple more days of group action coming out from DotaPit before we head over to a pause for ESL New York, and then we'll be back into things. So tomorrow we have October the 4th. It'll be Team Tinker versus Power Rangers. It'll be at the same time, which is going to be 2015 or 2:15 Eastern, 2015 CEST. Make sure you guys check that one out. That'll be a great match. Power Rangers obviously going up against the juggernauts that are Team Tinker. Again, for us.
If you're a Dota fan and you haven't seen Team Tinker play, tune into that match, because the way that they've been playing lately has just been really fun to watch. It's like they flip a switch at 40 minutes, and they are just a late game juggernaut.
Well, it's looking like we have a great match tomorrow. And guys, it's been a pleasure casting for you today. Absolutely go ahead and follow us here on DotaPit, twitch.tv/DotaPit, DotaPit.com for all of your DotaPit action. And of course, for us, highground.tv. Again, my name is Rawant. Check me out at twitter.com/MontDota. With me tonight is none other than Nahaz. You can check me out at twitter.com/NahazDota. We're going to get out of here, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you later.